Henry Ford's Own Story, written by Henry Ford, narrated by GEOFFREY GIULIANO. Henry Ford, born July 30th, 1863, was an American captain of industry and a business magnate, the founder of the Ford Motor Company and the sponsor of the development of the assembly line technique of mass production. Although Ford did not invent the automobile nor the assembly line, he developed and manufactured the first automobile that many middle-class Americans could afford. In so doing, Ford converted the automobile from an expensive curiosity into a practical convenience which would profoundly impact the landscape of the 20th century. His introduction of the Model T automobile revolutionized transport and American industry. As the owner of the Ford Motor Company, he became one of the richest and best-known people in the world. He is credited with Fordism, mass production of inexpensive goods coupled with high wages for workers. Ford had a global vision, with consumerism as the key to peace. His intense commitment to systematically lowering costs resulted in many technical and business innovations, including a franchise system that put dealerships throughout most of North America and in major cities on 6 continents. Ford left most of his vast wealth to the Ford Foundation and arranged for his family to control the company permanently. Henry Ford was also known for his pacifism during the first years of World War I and for promoting anti-Semitic content, including the Protocols of the Elders of Zion, through his newspaper, The Dearborn Independent, and the book, The International Jew, having an influence on the development of Nazism and Adolf Hitler. Henry Ford was truly an American original.
"52 years ago, July 30, 1863, a few farmers' families near Greenfield, Michigan, heard that there was another baby at the Fords, a boy. Mother and son were doing well. They were going to name the boy Henry. 26 years later, a little neighborhood on the edge of Detroit was amused to hear that the man Ford, who had just built the little white house on the corner, had a notion that he could invent something. He was always puttering away in the old shed back of the house. Sometimes he worked all night there. The neighbors saw the light burning through the cracks. 12 years ago, half a dozen men in Detroit were actually driving the Ford automobile about the streets. Ford had started a small factory, with a dozen mechanics, and was buying material. It was freely predicted that the venture would never come to much. Last year, January 1914, America was startled by an announcement from the Ford factory that $10 million would be divided among the 18,000 employees as their share of the company's profits. Henry Ford was a multimillionaire, and America regarded him with awe. Mankind must have its hero. The demand for him is more insistent than hunger, more inexorable than cold or fear. Before a race builds houses or prepares food with its hands, it creates in its mind that demigod, that Superman, standing on a higher plane than the rest of humanity, more admirable, more powerful than the others. We must have him as a symbol of something greater than ourselves, to keep alive in us that faith in life which is threatened by our own experience of living. He is at once our greatest solace and our worst enemy. We cling to him as a child clings to a guiding hand, unable to walk without it, and never able to walk alone until it is let go. Every advance of democracy destroys our old hero, and hastily we build up another. When science has exorcised Jove, and real estate promoters have subdivided the Olympian heights, we desert the old altars to kneel before thrones. When our kings have been cast down from their high places by our inconsistent struggles for liberty, we cannot leave those high places empty. We found a government on the bold declaration, "All men are born free and equal," but we do not believe it.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?